Welcome back to my channel. It's another day, another editions for Top's Kitchen. Today we're making another simple recipe, which will be our chicken curry with uphuthu or slash maize meal. So these are our ingredients. We have crushed ginger and garlic, 2 stock cubes, 2 tablespoons of Raja mild and spicy curry powder. Here we have a mixture of our spices. We have our paprika, we have our chicken spice, we have dried parsley, our jeera powder and our dhania powder. And then here we have our chopped potatoes. We keep them in water so that they do not turn brown. Here we have our onions and our peppers, and of course the main ingredients, which is our chicken. We had chicken leg quarters. I cut them into 2 and washed it thoroughly. So let us begin. For our uphuthu, we're going to need our pot, a boiling hot water which you pour. There's no exact measurement for the water because it depends on how many people you are cooking for. So I am cooking for 3, hence why I can just eyeball the amount of water. But if you wanted an exact measurement, maybe you can do 1 cup for each person that you are cooking for. So we will turn on our stove to a high heat, and then obviously we're going to wait for this to boil. We're going to come back when we're adding our mealy meal. While we wait for our water to boil, I will add just a little bit of oil, not a lot, just enough to saute our onions. So as we know, guys, chicken has a lot of fat on its own, so the less oil the better. So once our water comes to a light sizzle or a boil, we will then proceed to add our maize meal. For starters, I'm just going to add 3 cups of maize meal. We add number 2 and cup number 3. Okay, so once we've added our cups, we will then proceed to mix until we get small little bumps. So after mixing our 3 cups of maize meal, this is how it looks, but I'm not satisfied with my maize meal because it's a little bit wet. So I'm just gonna add more maize meal so that we get it a bit drier, and then we mix again. Please make sure that you keep your temperature at high at this point because we want the maize meal to cook first before we bring or lower our temperature. Okay, so this is the consistency that we're looking for with our uphuthu lethu. So you still keep this on a high heat, maybe for 5 minutes. You do not leave the stove. You need to regularly stir this so that it doesn't burn, but at the same time we need to cook our mealy meal, because if we lower the heat too soon, then it will be raw, and once our mealy meal is raw, you cannot get it back. You need to start over again. You need to start the process all over again. So it's very important, keep it on the on your high heat for at least 5 minutes while you're standing next to the stove, so that you do not burn your mealy meal. So after our 5 minutes is up, this is how uphuthu lethu should look. Nice and fluffy. So we're going to reduce the heat to a medium low heat so that our maize meal cooks through. I would suggest that every 5 minutes you stir it, but we'll now close our pot for it to cook nicely, stirring after every 5 minutes until it is completely done. Now we will move on to our chicken curry. So I have our oil on the stove. We're gonna add our onions and peppers. You want to hear that sizzle, that sizzle, that sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. So we are going to stir this, ensuring that our onions are coated by the oil, as we can see. So once our onions are almost cooked, they're nice and sauteed, we're gonna add in our minced ginger and garlic. Once you add in your garlic, you stir it through and mix it with the onions. You need to reduce your heat to a medium heat because the ginger and garlic, they tend to burn faster. So we need to mix this thoroughly and ensure that it doesn't burn. After that, we're coming back with our spices. So now we add our spices that we detailed in the start of the video. We will then stir our spices into the onion and garlic and ginger mix. The aromas in this kitchen, guys, I wish you were here. It's already fragrant. It's giving I am cooking. It's giving it's the best chicken curry you'd ever taste. It's giving booty vibes. Okay, so now our spices have cooked and released their aromas. We're going to add our chicken. Once we add the chicken, we're going to stir it through. Make sure that our chicken is fully coated in those spices and onions. Looking good already. So I've drained the water out of our potatoes and I'm going to add them. The reason why I'm adding my potatoes in the beginning is because chicken tends to cook faster. So you want our potatoes to cook with the chicken. So you stir that through until our potatoes are also coated in the lovely spices. Now do you see the importance of the paprika? Look at the color of the chicken. Look at the color. Once we're done adding that, we will add our curry powder to the pot as well as our stock cubes for seasoning. I've now added my curry powders and my seasoning cubes. This is how it looks. We're just gonna add a pinch of water. Chicken does not require you to add a lot of water because it naturally has retained moisture. So if you had a lot of water, you end up having your chicken curry with a lot of water, which we do not want, because firstly it blends out the flavor that you've just added and it takes away the color and it looks bland, and who wants to eat a bland chicken curry? This is how it looks after we've added our water. It's got a light boil to it. We will close it so that it steams in its own juices and come back afterwards. So after a while, we have checked up on my chicken stew, and then I saw that we needed a little bit more water. It was thick, so I added a cup of water, just 1 cup. It will boil away, cook in its juices, reduce, and then our curry will be done. So we're checking on our chicken. This is how it looks. It's bubbling away. The aroma, guys. The aromas. We're still gonna give our chicken another 10 minutes. Allow our potatoes to cook, and then we'll come back and check on Sam. Okay, so now at this point our chicken is cooked through. as well as our potatoes. We're going to add soup because we added water and we need it to be of a more thicker consistency so that the soup does not run underneath our mini meal when we're having our food. So I mixed this with just a little bit of water. So we're going to stir this. We are going to stir this. We're stirring our soup in. If you can notice, it immediately starts to thicken. So we'll let it bubble off on a low heat. 5 minutes should be enough, and then this will be cooked. That's our chicken stew curry. Okay, so now we're getting ready to plate. This is our mealy meal. It's looking fabulous, guys, nice and fluffy. So we are going to plate that. Ensure that your plate is always plated in a clean and presentable way. So that people eat with their eyes first. This is our curry. Now look at that. Look at that. I mean, guys, who wouldn't want to eat this plate? So that's your quick and easy mealy meal with our chicken curry. Please like, share and subscribe. And do interact with me in the comment section. What would you like to see me cooking next? It needs to be simple and easy meals. Any suggestions or additions to your curry? I'm always open for a good chat. Goodbye, guys.